Did you see my last video on the Canada Emergency Response Benefit? I have updates. Hi, I'm Dan, the EI guy, with new and updated information on the CERB, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, as of April 5th, 2020. In this video, I'll give you the latest updates on who is eligible for CERB, how to apply, and what you can expect to receive and when. As you probably know, the CERB is a new federal government benefit meant to provide temporary income support for Canadians who have stopped working and have experienced a complete loss of income for reasons related to COVID-19. If you watched my last video, and the link is on the screen, you know I try to provide the latest information on CERB and make it easy to understand. Remember, I'm not a lawyer, I don't work for the government, I'm an employment counselor, and I'm doing this because I know many Canadians are in distress and are finding conflicting or hard to understand information. In fact, some news outlets are reporting incorrect information about the CERB, and even government sources are saying different things that conflict with each other on the same page. So now is the time for employment experts to help, like me. In the past week, I have responded to thousands of questions from Canadians about eligibility, how to apply, and what to expect from this benefit. I dig through everything that I can find, and I even talk directly to the government when they respond to get you the latest information. So, if you want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, ding, for updates. Also, find me on Facebook. Look for the EI Guy and check out my website, theeiguy.ca. Okay, let's get started with the latest updates on eligibility, how to apply, and what to expect. Who is eligible? In my last video, I talked about eligibility. Initially, the CERB was designed for pretty much everyone who lost employment income because of the pandemic. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Finance, MP Sean Fraser, said, quote, "In effect, what this is a guaranteed basic income for anyone who has lost their stream of income," end quote. Since then, I've spoken to 4 different ministers' offices, and I've received changing and sometimes conflicting information from them and from several other MPs and government websites too. Since my last video, the government has changed the eligibility criteria, and it seems like fewer people are going to be eligible now. Here's the updated CERB eligibility criteria as of today, April 5th, based on what the government has published and told me directly. Remember, you must meet all of these 6 criteria to be eligible. Number 1, you are employed, self-employed, or a contract worker. Does this include people who worked part-time? Yes. Does this include students who worked? Yes. Does this include seasonal workers? Yes. All those people are eligible as long as they meet the other 5 criteria. Number 2, you reside in Canada and have a valid SIN. If you are not a citizen of Canada, that's okay, as long as you reside in Canada and have a valid SIN. For example, you are a permanent resident or a temporary foreign worker or an international student. You can apply if you have a valid SIN and meet all the other criteria. Number 3, you are at least 15 years old. Number 4, you have earned income of at least $5,000 in all of 2019 or in the past 12 months. So, what counts as part of the $5,000 income requirement? It has to be income from employment, self-employment, or contract work. Sales commissions count too. Also, income from paternity or parental benefits under EI or a similar provincial program will count. If your income is from any combination of those sources, that's okay too. For example, if you worked several jobs that add up to $5,000, that counts. If you have a job plus a side business and they add up to $5,000 in income, that counts. Finally, if you have employment or self-employment income from outside Canada, yes, that counts too. Moving on to number 5. This is a big one. You have stopped working because of COVID-19 and you have not voluntarily quit your job. I have gotten a lot of questions about that last part that says you cannot have voluntarily quit your job. I was very surprised and quite disappointed to see it being added last minute to the CERB government webpage, because it was not in the backgrounder document that the finance department released a few days ago, nor has this been advertised on the government CERB webpage until about a day ago. This is new information, and it's also not very clear. I'll give you an example. If you quit your job because you were at risk of getting infected and you didn't want to pass on that risk to an elderly family member that you live with, does that mean you quit voluntarily? The government is not clear about this. So I cannot answer this question for you. We'll have to see how this requirement is worded on the application form starting this week. Again, I want to emphasize this is a new requirement that the government added in some of their documents, and it is not clear what it means. Finally, number 6, you are or you expect to be without employment or self-employment income for at least 14 consecutive days in the initial 4-week period. That means if you're going to make any employment or self-employment income, you will lose the benefit. Let's say you used to work 40 hours a week at your job and your hours have been reduced to 2 hours a week. That means you are not eligible for CERB because you are still earning income. Another example, if you're a musician who stopped working and you start to get the CERB, and then someone pays you $50 to perform on Skype or Zoom, you will lose the benefit. You have earned income in that case. Now, what if you receive provincial assistance like disability supports? Good news. Receiving provincial support does not make you ineligible, so you can still apply for CERB. Just note, the provincial benefit amount that you receive may be affected if you receive CERB. Okay, those are the latest CERB eligibility criteria. Remember, you must meet all 6 of these criteria to be eligible for this emergency benefit. So, what if you're not sure whether you qualify? Here's my advice. If in doubt, apply, just don't lie. It's the government's job to look at applications and figure out if you're eligible. Fill out the application honestly, and you'll find out if you have the benefit. So what will I receive and when? What hasn't changed? So the CERB provides $2,000 every 4 weeks to a maximum of 16 weeks of benefits. The benefit is available for people who lose employment income from March 15th, 2020 to October 3rd, 2020. You can wait as late as December 2nd to apply, but you're better off applying as soon as you can. People who have signed up for direct deposit will receive their first payment 3 to 5 days after applying, if they qualify, and people who require their payment mailed will receive their checks in the mail within 10 business days, which is 2 weeks. Remember, you cannot be earning income when you apply, and any income you earn while receiving CERB has to be reported. Now, there have been some changes since the last video. You will no longer be paid bi-weekly. The CERB will be paid in blocks of 4 weeks. So you will receive the full $2,000 each block. You will report once a month to see if you qualify for the next block of 4 weeks. This is still taxable income, but what we learned is they will not be withholding any tax. So that means you are going to get the full payment, but you do have to declare this as income on your 2020 tax return, and you may have to pay income tax on it later. Okay, how to apply? We start with who should apply. No real changes here. Do not apply if you are currently receiving EI, regular benefits, sickness benefits, maternity or parental benefits. Do not apply if you still receive EI benefits. If you have recently applied to EI and they have not made a decision yet, do not apply. They say that they will automatically consider you. If you have been denied EI, you can apply. If you have received benefits in the past and those benefits have ended, you can apply. If you have not applied for EI, you can apply. When and how to apply? You begin applying for the benefit the week of April 6th. You can apply online or through a dedicated toll-free number, and I'm going to have more details on that coming later in this video. You can also apply as late as December 2nd, 2020, and this will cover income and job loss from March 15th to October 3rd of 2020. Some notable changes for applying to the CERB. Let's start with documentation. On March 25th, the Parliamentary Secretary to the Finance Minister, MP Sean Fraser, specifically said that the government would not require evidence or notes, including notes from employers, and government websites even said something similar. This is no longer the case. Now, the CERB webpage says, quote, "You may be asked to provide additional documentation to verify your eligibility at a future date," end quote. The only exception is if you are in quarantine or sick with COVID-19, you do not need a medical certificate, which is a doctor's note. However, you may still need to provide other documentation later. Here's the most important one. There is a schedule for when you can apply. Hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of Canadians are expected to apply for this benefit, and the government can't handle all those people applying at once. So, the government came out with a chart that shows which days of the week you can apply, and the day you can apply depends on the month you were born. On Mondays, only people born in January, February, and March can apply. That's Mondays. On Tuesdays, only people born in April, May, and June can apply. That's Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, only people born in July, August, and September can apply. That's Wednesdays. On Thursdays, only people born in October, November, and December can apply. That's Thursdays. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, it's a free-for-all. Anyone can apply on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So what this means is January, February, and March born people, you're going to go first tomorrow on April 6th. Kind of reminds me of pizza day in elementary school. All the last names with A's, B's, C's would go first. They would get their pizza first, and then the Y's and Z's would have to wait. But this is how the government has decided to do it. Where do I apply? Okay. There has been conflicting information on where you can apply. Single online portal, through the CRA My Account, through my Service Canada account. I have received some answers from various government websites and MP offices. After all that, I have what I'm told is the process. Starting Monday, April 6th. Here we go. Everyone who wants to apply for the CERB is being asked to start online with the website canada.ca/coronavirus. You will be asked a series of questions that will help direct you to one of two options. Option 1. Canadians who are eligible for EI will be directed to apply for CERB through Service Canada through ApplyWeb. And Option 2. Canadians who are not eligible for EI will be directed to apply for the CERB through the CRA's My Account or the CRA's automated toll-free number at 1-800-959-2019. This is a dedicated line for CERB applications only. In order to prepare for applying for the CERB, the government suggests you have a CRA My Account or My Service Canada account. If you need assistance, visit canada.ca or call Service Canada at 1-800-277-9914. Do I need an access code? What account do I use? I'm getting a lot of conflicting information about this, so I'm going to be unable to assist with registering, logging in, or resetting a code. So please contact the government for that assistance. What I can do is post the links to register for both those federal online portals on my Facebook page and website. All right, what are they going to ask you on the application? You may be asked for personal information like your address or banking information, but in every case, you will be asked for your SIN number and if you meet the eligibility criteria. You are no longer being asked to attest, you are being asked to affirm. This doesn't matter too much, but affirm means you are agreeing that you meet the eligibility requirements. There are many people in situations where they will have to interpret what the government is asking them on their own. Example, did I voluntarily quit my job? Does voluntarily quit include people who quit because of mental health issues related to COVID-19? Does voluntarily quit include people who quit work to take care of their children while daycares and schools are closed? Does voluntarily quit include people who quit before the government added this requirement? You are going to have to determine this for yourself. No one can answer this question except you. So if you email or message me asking me how to answer an affirmation question on the CERB, I won't be able to give you direction there. It is your decision how you respond. The most important thing I can say, like I said before, apply, just don't lie. As the government continues to change the rules almost every day, and even more so lately, it is the responsibility of the government to decide this. So if they can't be clear and correct with their information, I unfortunately can't. All right, that's the latest information on the CERB. And if it seems like it's confusing and complicated, it is not just you. It is very confusing. It is very complicated, and the information that's provided from the government constantly changes and often conflicts with itself. So, if you're not sure whether you're eligible, again, my advice is apply, just don't lie. Apply honestly once applications start, that's April 6th, and remember, you will only be able to apply on certain days depending on the month of your birth. In the meantime, you can prepare to apply by doing a few things. First, make sure you know your SIN. That's very important. They will ask for that. Have your banking information ready. That means your account number, institution number, and branch number, so that you can sign up for direct deposit and get paid more quickly. Also, see if you already have access to your CRA My Account or your My Service Canada account online. You may even want to register for these accounts in advance. And when it's time to apply, very important, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and then go to canada.ca/coronavirus. Then take another deep breath because you can do this. And I will try to post more updates once the application goes live and I have more information about the process. So, in the meantime, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, ding, so you get my next update as soon as I publish it. In the meantime, any questions, you can comment, you can email me, I'll do my best to answer. But remember, if you have technical problems or you're not able to log into your CRA My Account or My Service Canada account, I won't be able to help with that. If it was in my power to make this easier and assist you with everything, I would, but I can't. So what I have done is provided you with contact information for Service Canada in the video description below, as well as links to register for the CRA and Service Canada accounts. All right, everyone, that is it for today. Good luck, stay well, and remember, you are not alone in this. The EI guy is here to help. I'll be back soon. Bye.